I apologize if my voice is a little rough. I am sick today, fairly badly sick. But I just got back up from vacation and realized I don't have a video for 2 days from now, so I gotta make one fast. So this is gonna be a quick one, but it's gonna be kind of interesting. Someone suggested a tank that could jump to avoid damage, and I thought that was really funny, so we're gonna try to do that in like a couple of different ways. The first and most simple is what happens if we just jack up the suspension. So why don't we just jack up the suspension really quickly and see if that's enough to actually, lift it any reasonable amount. Let's just crank the spring force like ridiculously high. Alright, so what happens if we hit the up button? It does bounce. It doesn't jump terribly. Does adding more make it jump higher? Alright, if we just have a crazy stupid number. It does look like it bounces higher, but really not as much as I would like. Oh, nice! These can connect to the side of existing tracks, so I can just use alloy up here. Or, sorry, connection struts. I am using alloy, but that's not the most important part of it. Bigger wheels should work better. This is now a crazy track-to-tank ratio. What the fuck did I do here? Alright. Boink. It doesn't jump well enough. I think it definitely jumped better with the smaller wheels. It's a good amount. That's actually a great start. If I can just get a little bit more oomph. So I've tried to do this in the past where it like tries to jump and it didn't work. But maybe just a little bit will work. Just crank it up and then turn it to 90. All right, negative 90. It does bounce a bit, but it sticks. So if we just do no clearance, no stick, no friction, see if this actually bounces it worth anything. All right, now doing them both at the same time. Oh my god, that's way more air. If we do it so I think it should have like half a second delay. So we'll have this trigger ACBs, execute all ups, and then a moment later, half a second, execute all downs. So now if we bounce, I really want, if we have a low enough profile, that's plenty enough to actually dodge something. Actually, what if we just have more feet? Huge fan of more feet. More feet is always better. Does this just do twice as much force? Alright. Boink. Oh my god, that's way higher, I think. And now... Oh, that's definitely high enough to dodge a tank shell. This side will be springing up, and then this side will be springing down. Or I guess retracting. Double check this still works. I didn't break anything. Perfect. We're gonna do pretty close, within 200. There are cram shells within 200. ACBs, execute bounce routine. I needed some sort of cooldown. I think it'll take like 3 seconds. Let's check actually. About how long does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go 8 to be safe. This will be way lighter than a normal tank. This will be like a super light tank because we want it to bounce. And we want it to, well, we're planning on dodging instead of actually, tanking, ironically. So this is not a tanky tank. Just gonna quickly build a very small tank hole. It's very, very, light, though. Ignition warners strangely don't need a AI connection anymore, so we'll just kind of spam them all over the place. Handily enough, we can actually just put the local weapon controller directly right here. Alright, we'll have a simple little cram cannon up top, and this will be the thing's main gun. I don't really have much space because of how small it is and how much space is taken up by all this nonsense. This is not a great place for the ammo, but I'm just going to rely on it being a weird enough place that it doesn't get hit, and then I'll add a little bit of rubber down here so we know for a fact this isn't getting... Actually, that's too low. Screw it. It'll just have explosive exposed on the underside. It's like Sniper Elite, how there's a big glowing weak spot on every tank. What do you mean weapon incomplete? Oh, whoops. I'm using fire pieces instead of 6-way connectors here. Alright. How is this thing looking? Oh, it's a crazy heavy shell for what this thing is. Alright, I love it. I need a little bit more GPPP. I'll use this weird green that they have. Yeah. That looks good. Alright, is this enough power? Holy crap, this tank is fast. Boing. 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 Alright, we're going to circle at distance. A little bit farther. A little bit farther. We want to give us time to notice and dodge. My tank's not going to roll to the target. My tank's not going to fight at an altitude. We're on land. We can be on land. We don't want to go into too deep water because this thing will actually just float and become not beached, but just its wheels won't touch the ground. In fact, that in mind, we're just not gonna go in water. Alright, so, there are not many tanks in the game. Yeah, there are no tanks in the Deepwater Guard. There are no tanks in the Onyx Watch White Flare Twin Guard. Wait, what? What? There are definitely tanks. What do you mean? Wait. Where are my tanks? Where are my tanks at? You know what? I'm actually gonna do this the smart way, and I'm gonna switch to Glau, where I think it actually has some real tanks. Okay, never mind. Glau doesn't have tanks. Ashes of the Empire definitely has tanks. 100%. See, look, it's a land-based campaign. There isn't even any cool terrain. It's just flat. Look at all these tanks. Oh, this thing looks cool. I have no idea what it does. The egret? A melee tank? Missiles? What's your purpose? What do you do? Okay. Oh, we're a little bit pitching. Pitching a little too much. Alright, I just need an actual functioning cram tank. You know what? Screw it. Alright, which of these tanks has cram? Okay, this one unfortunately also uses missiles, but Janus has cram. Don't have cram. You don't have cram. All APS, you don't have cram. You're not even a tank, really. You're dope as hell. You don't have cram. You have cram, but you also have a bunch of other stuff. And you don't have cram. God dang it. Certainly my friends at the Onyx Watch will only use tanks with cram cannons. The Onyx Watch would never let me down, right? Yeah, look at that. All right. Now, as soon as this thing fire... Yo, did it work? Aw, what happened? Huh? All right, let's see how well it works. Come on. Oh, it did it. Ah, but it's... the explosion was still big enough, it just nicked it. That's tragic. But for the most part, it straight up just dodged the cramshell. Why are we still going forward? You're supposed to modulate pitch. Oh, there! It jumps away! Alright, do it again. Alright, do it again. Oh, I don't have cram. I forgot there was something else I was about to do. I forgot I was going to add a munition warner to the front of this thing. What I could do is I could add a tiny bit of pitch control. Actually, I have a really good idea. We actually want an even pitch angle, so these aren't going to be thrusting, and these are actually going to be thrusting, which balances it out a little bit passively. And then, should not be flying. Why are you flying? And we're going to put a little PID here. And this is going to be the altitude. This is going to be the altitude PID. And now if we set its set point to like 50, it should start flying and become basically a shitty hovercraft. Or a completely amazingly balanced and perfectly functional hovercraft. Huh. Interesting. So what we're just going to do is we're going to set PIDs, set their fake set point. So again, we don't want this just flying. We want it to be a tank that jumps. Like, we could make it hover temporarily and then just drop back down, but that's no fun. Or rather, it's less fun. So now I press this. And it jumps crazy high. Why are we not controlling pitch? Why are we not controlling pitch? There we go. I don't know why it wasn't controlling pitch. Now, hopefully this thing should work, and it's not that much more expensive at all. Thing is peak as hell. Fire a cram shot. Oh, we fire. Oh, a dead hit. They return fire. And we just jump it. Yes. Alright, and now once it gets near the bottom, pitch smooths it out, and it's back on the ground. Perfectly fine. Oh my god, it's amazing. Oh, would you look at that? It perfectly jumped the thing. But its turn off thing got disabled, so it doesn't matter because now it's just stuck. Look at how elegantly it dodges. Okay, maybe it's not that elegant, but it dodges. I think maybe jumping a little bit earlier would serve us well. Yeah, I'll modify it to jump earlier. Oh yeah, if it jumps earlier, it's way better. Way, way better. Because sometimes the explosive of the shell was big enough that it actually hit the bottom and damaged the command blocks or the magazine. I guess a tank whose weak spot is its underside probably shouldn't be flipping around and jumping to expose its underside. Usually you don't want your weak spot aimed at the enemy every time they shoot at you, but it works. As long as the enemy only has cram guns and nothing else. Look at that. I don't know why it keeps doing it sideways, but there we are. We're covered anyway. Ugh. Its main gun's a little bit complete shit. Oh, look at that from this distance. It's really stupid looking, actually. So I'd say it's really cool, but it actually looks dumb as hell. But it didn't get shot, and that's what's most important. Like, unironically. I imagine all tank-to-tank brawlers probably should have a penetration depth instead of just normal. No fusing whatsoever. Come on, buddy. You got this. Come on, buddy. Oh. This thing has crazy armor. Does this thing have heavy armor? Oh my god, it's the cheapest tank in the Onyx Watch, and it's like loaded with heavy armor wedge spam. No wonder my thing's not dealing with it well. I mean, granted, yeah, most tanks are tanky. That's, you know, the point, but this follow cam sucks ass. I'm just not even gonna front. Well, either way, it's a slow and painful death at this point. And our guys won. Dodging most of the damage just by jumping in the air elegantly. Okay, speed of the vehicle. Speed of the vehicle, I guess. And that's today's life lesson, is speed of the vehicle. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can check out my Discord to get video announcements and suggest ideas. Today's idea was a suggestion from a viewer who had created a similar tank in another game. You can also just hang out, or you can check my Blue Sky to see random intermittent shit posts. They are not as good quality. In fact, they're actually garbage. But you can check it. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and take care.